Decorum.
Decorum. Decorum. Decorum. Decorum. Hi, everybody.
That's the best intro to an episode we could
It
possibly
really
have.
is. We rolled in through a conversation right into an episode. In case you haven't guessed, our guests today are those beautiful voices that you heard are dear friends of the show, Paul and Storm.
Hey,
Hello.
shalom.
We
Hi,
were
guys.
just workshopping our new musical, Emily Post the musical.
Starts from her days on the shtetl.
Yeah. They Variety gives it 3 napkins over the lap. They love it.
Which is
They
the
love it.
proper number of napkins over the lap.
That's right. We settled one out of the gate.
Look at that.
We're cleaning slates today.
Oh, these are my favorite. I love clean slates.
Many topics that we don't think deserves a whole episode or
Well,
it doesn't require a whole episode.
Yeah, that
doesn't
sounded
require.
mean.
You're right. You're right.
Topics that just aren't good enough.
I take it Emily Post would be so sad. She's rolling over in her grave, pinky in the air, in full disapproval of what I've done. These are ones where we feel we can get through it without an entire episode. So I have a whole bunch of them here. We're just
By
gonna.
the way, we're doing this at Hal's dining room table.
Yes.
And I just realized we can make it sound like we're on like an old
Creaking
old
a sailing
ship.
ship.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're out on the pirate ship.
Don't
We're
break
at sea
them.
today.
This is mid-century modern furniture designed by some Dutch guy.
Well, Paul and
You know-
Storm are now really trying
Yeah, I
to
know.
break this table.
Trying to break this thing.
More Storm than Paul. Storm is really getting in there.
It's kind of my thing.
She's going down to Davy Jones.
Twas the storm got her.
So shall we jump in?
Let's do it.
All right. This first one is from Craig. Craig asks, liquid or powder laundry detergent?
Oh, liquid.
Craig Kakowski, thank you for asking.
Craig Kikowski.
Or Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Liquid or powder? Yeah, it's got to be liquid laundry detergent.
It's not
right?
nearly as messy. Like you drop the powder stuff, it's there forever.
You also find myself, because I do it wrong frequently, and with the powder detergent, I always wind up with a clump of it somewhere.
How do you do
Yeah.
it wrong, though?
I put it in at the end because I forget to put it in at the beginning. Because I walk down into the laundry room with the big bag of clothes, and all I want to do is get rid of that big bag of clothes that I have.
Right.
So I dump it all in the wash, and I'm like, oh yeah, right.
To be fair to powdered laundry detergent, that's really more your failing than the powdered laundry
Sure.
detergent's failing.
Doesn't mean I can't blame it.
Fair enough.
And when I forget that, with liquid detergent, all I got to do is like dig an arm down in there and scooch some clothes to the side.
That's right.
But if you do it with powder, all the powder's in one clump. It doesn't get that even distribution.
Plus, it looks cool.
I put
If
it in
you
the
put it in
glass.
a drinking glass.
Is that wrong?
Which is what?
You put it in a drinking glass?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Are you drinking bleach?
No, I
happening?
don't drink it. I just like to look at it. Powder. You put powder in a glass. What do you have?
It's like when you go to the shore and you get those like funky Coke bottles and the layers of sand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's the home game version of that.
You could do like a tequila sunrise with different detergents.
You are the worst bartender in the United States.
Yes, I am.
Hey, that one, yeah, that's brandy and Gain.
At least topped off with a little ricin. Set that on fire, you drink it.
Clean you out good, though. I tell you, you'll feel good after that.
Finished with Jet Dry.
And then and a shot of ouzo.
I think the worst part of that is
It's the ouzo, yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, it sounds like it's liquid,
Liquid,
then.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be liquid.
Asked and answered. We're blowing
Let me
through
ask
this.
you this, since
Go
that
ahead.
one went so quickly.
Pods.
Pods are
versus non-pods.
non-pods.
I eat only pods.
Gross.
That's tough. If I'm
timely.
going for a glass of detergent or a pod, if it depends. If you're on the road, you can just pop a pod wherever you are.
Yeah.
So I'd say for convenience, pods. But if you're going to savor, I would go with liquid.
Storm, are you still talking about consuming these?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
I do non-pod for laundry, but I'm a diehard pod for the dishwasher.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Pods to me feel like it's better portion sizes and portion control.
Probably.
Because, okay, one pod is what's supposed to go into this washer. But with liquid detergent, I'm always just like, well, fill that little cup up to the top.
Exactly.
Yep.
Here's
It's like
actually
Ben
part
and
of the
Jerry's.
evil of liquid detergents and fabric softeners is they put like several lines
Yeah.
into the lid. I don't know that they actually correspond to any suggested serving
Well, they
size,
are numbered.
but they definitely put that second line at the top just if you're not paying attention, because you probably need a third of what they
Right.
tell you
Well,
need.
and that second line, it says, put in more, you wimp. So, like,
exactly.
you have to.
Well, and they have those.
That's all you got?
They have those washing machines at the laundromat. If you ever go to a laundromat, which I don't very often, but like once in a while, we lost power a couple of years ago for a week, and I went to the laundromat and they had the one washing machine. It's like super powered. You don't have to put detergent in it because it's powerful enough that it sort of sucks out the leftover
That's right.
detergent.
Water?
It
That's
sucks
right.
out the leftover detergent that is left over in your clothes.
like if you
What?
have,
That's what I'm told. I could be entirely wrong about this, but
That's
this is what
true.
the person at the laundromat told me.
Also, like, we got one of those high efficiency one, and that's what they said for like just detergents leave so much crap behind that the first time you run it through like a high efficiency machine, just skip it.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
And did it come out smelling like it had been washed?
I haven't put detergent in my washing machine since we bought it 10 years ago, and I smell great.
You do smell lovely.
Yes.
But
it's the
you're
washing
still
machine.
buying detergent just for your alcohol consumption.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of a habit. Do not
It's a
drink.
good drinking detergent.
Yeah.
I think that liquid detergent might beat pods specifically for the laundromat because you can't drop a pod into the little, they have the little hole at the top that you flip open the thing and you pour the detergent in.
Right.
That you can't. Can you? Or do you just throw a
No, you
pod
just
in
throw the
with
pod
Chuck
in.
the pot in.
Okay.
So that's your best value. Like, you don't have to worry about if it's going to dissolve or not. If you trust that membrane is going to dissolve and disperse.
Of course,
it.
the worst part is if you've got a whole container of those pods and you accidentally reach in with wet fingers,
Oh,
brush
gross.
up against one, and suddenly you've got like 5 pods melted together the
Yeah.
next time you go in there.
But it's like
kinda,
aliens.
Yeah, it's just it's a sci-fi novel, and you don't really want to.
And you can't store it anywhere where there's any moisture at all.
Or children.
Or children.
Yeah.
Or animals or adults.
That's why I store mine. on the
dum-dums
moon.
who
Yeah.
are old enough to know better and drink the crap.
Well, it's a choice. That's a choice.
It's a choice.
I'm not calling you a dum-dum.
So,
Thank you.
So to sum up, liquid
Jim.
detergent, and are we going with pods?
Liquid detergent in pod form. It's
Maybe
the most
that-
economical.
Yeah. And that
That's
is
true.
a liquid. It's
It is a
partially
liquid.
liquid, partially powder. It's kind of the perfect
Wait,
marriage of the
it's
two.
like an
You get some
medium
with powder
state.
in them?
Like
Yeah.
the main part of the detergent in the pod, I think, is powdered, and then
No,
it's liquid
in the
softener.
dishwasher ones, I use the pods
Oh,
that
are
I
they?
use
It's just
are all
liquid.
liquid.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe they are. Yeah,
squishy
okay.
little liquid pods.
There
Well,
you go.
we're all experts here.
Doodah,
so.
doodah.
As full experts in this, we say liquid and then in pod form asked and answered. Sarah Pocock,
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
I think
friend of the show,
And of
asked,
the people on it.
and the people.
all the people.
All the people.
All the people.
She asked, I thought this was a clean slate, mountains or beach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Mountains.
That doesn't feel like that feels like something we can do in a few minutes as opposed to stretching it to a full hour. Is
It's tough.
that instinct
We can do it.
correct?
I think we can do it.
I do, but I think it's very subjective. Like,
Come on.
yes.
You know how
But
this
that's
show
this
works.
is the show.
Okay. Let's go.
Well, you're going on vacation.
Yes,
okay?
I am.
You have a week off.
I do.
You've been working very hard.
I have.
Do you prefer the isolation and exposure to nature that you get in a mountain setting, or the relaxation and water play? That doesn't sound right. But like ocean time, like you go swimming, you lay on the beach, you hear the shore, the waves hit the shore, you read a book.
I would say mountain because the only thing you cannot get from the mountain environment that you have at the beach is the actual wave sound. Because you can do swimming, you can do water stuff. You can't get that feeling of the expanse in front of you. Whereas in the mountains, there's all kinds of stuff you do that you cannot do at the beach. And you get funnel cake anywhere you want.
I fundamentally disagree with you, sir.
This
there we
might take
go.
long.
I
This
cannot
might take
get a
longer.
funnel cake anywhere I want. I want one right now, and there are no funnel cakes here.
I was at the library and they turned me away most harshly, sir.
Then shame on that library.
That laundromat I went to 2 years ago, no funnel cakes.
Would not serve me liquid detergent in a glass.
All the sugar was in pod form on top of the cake.
Please, Paul.
No, it is it's such a personal preference thing. Like I like the beach because personally speaking, I like a vacation where I have options of things to do that involve
Roller coasters.
civilization.
You do
French
feel
fries.
closer to civilization
Yes.
when you're at the beach.
Yeah. Like a mountain vacation, I think for the most part, people want the isolation.
Mm-hmm.
For a beach vacation, you can have an isolated beach vacation, but I think people like the communal aspect of a beach vacation.
Counterpoint. Just as with beaches, you can go to an out of the way, deserted, I'm just going to be me in the sand, the nasty, nasty sand that gets in your pants.
Yeah.
Or you can go to your boardwalky fry place. So to the mountains. There are different locations where you can have
I
civilization.
concur with you, but I would say in the aggregate, when people want to go on a mountain vacation, I think it is more, comes more from a place of wanting to get away from it all, quote unquote. Like getting into nature.
This is an interesting question for you guys because we live in a beach town. It's easier to get to a beach locale than it is to get to a mountain locale for us. There is something about the majesty of both, like that vast, like you mentioned, that vast expanse of the ocean. You can get that with some mountain vacations, I think. The big,
still not the same as an ocean though.
Yeah.
That's
seeing
singular.
an ocean is, it makes you feel very small and is good.
You're getting
for
back to your
perspective.
evolutionary roots.
So if you want to feel insignificant, the beach is your choice.
Though the mountains can do that too.
It can.
You can look at a mountain and be like, holy cow,
Yeah, you
this
don't-
waterfall in this gorge has been here.
Yeah, you don't walk
that's awe.
You
that
don't
you
walk into
experience.
Yosemite and say, I feel super important right now. I'm so big and I matter so much.
This is all my domain.
I'm going to throw this out because this might be a wash as one positive and one negative of the beach. One positive of the beach is there are beautiful people everywhere in very little clothing. A negative of the beach, I have to take my shirt off.
That's true. Oh, yeah.
It also depends very much on the beach where you are.
That's true.
If you're at a nudist beach, no, it's just not happy times if you're in it for beautiful bodies.
And if you're me, you do not have to take your shirt off. You will have a sopping wet shirt that will have to dry somewhere later on. Always bring a second shirt, kids, is what I'm saying.
Are you wearing a swimming shirt?
I have a shirt under the shirt. No, not a swimming shirt. A full shirt.
Like a button down? Like
an emergency
you're out in the water in an Oxford?
Yeah, a full Oxford. A sweater vest over that.
Got a nice turtleneck.
I did see a guy the other day. I was at the beach and there was a guy walking. I did not see where he came from, but I saw him walking. He caught my eye walking from the water line through the sand up to where the cars are parked and civilization begins.
In a full tuxedo.
In a full suit.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Full black suit, dry. His hair was perfectly combed.
Was there like a drone following him?
Important question. Did he have his shoes off or on?
He
Yeah,
had
John
his-
from Cincinnati? Is that who it was?
He had his shoe. I don't remember if he had his shoes off or on.
And was he carrying a trident?
That's the thing. I saw it because he was like he looked like a model, just like a
Aquaman's
handsome
accountant.
gentleman walking up the beach. And I was like, did he come out of the water?
As he walked along, did you hear music playing? Dun 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 dun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like he had taken the wetsuit off as soon as he got out of the water.
Was he walking away from a Lotus Esprit that had just emerged from the water?
Well, here's a compromise.
Okay.
Giant sand dunes.
Come on.
Giant sand.
The worst of both worlds.
Wait, so let's vacation in the Sahara, is what you're saying?
No,
The
Utah.
best thing about the beach is the sand gap everywhere.
That's what
Just
people
ask
like about the
Anakin
beach, right?
Skywalker.
Yeah, go to Bikini Mountain.
I will say a beach vacation is two different vacations often. And I say this going to Wildwood, where I know you were recently with your family in Ocean
I was
City.
down in Wildwood.
During the day, you're excited as you wake up and you go to the beach. Then at night, you go to the boardwalk, or you can go in Atlantic City specifically. So casinos don't apply everywhere, but they're usually nighttime amusements. There are restaurants, there are clubs if you care for that, or you can spend some time wherever you are staying, just quietly being together. The mountains you are choosing to isolate. There may be a town nearby, but you're not really going into the town. It's not built necessarily
at
for
night,
amusement.
At
It's
night,
just,
you got s'mores, right?
You do have
You're
s'mores.
around the campfire.
And
There's-
the beautiful night sky.
There is something amazing about a campfire. I love camping very much.
yeah, you can set fires on the beach too.
You can right down here, yeah.
Yeah, they have
Set fire
pits.
to the beach.
And you can
Yeah.
set fire to the water down here because the treatment plant is nearby. An inconvenient truth. Hashtag.
I
Do
think
you put them before or after?
I think the thing that after
Okay, good.
Yeah, if you're punching that hashtag code into a thing, then you push the pound sign.
I was locking in what I said, so hashtag.
Do people say? Have you heard like if someone's like, okay, the code for the door is 2654 hashtag?
I've not yet
No.
heard someone do that.
I've heard that, and it is disheartening.
Did you immediately cease all friendship with that person?
No, I immediately felt very old.
Yeah.
I think the thing that you brought up, Paul, is a thing that I would lean this toward beach for me is that proximity to other things. If you're on a mountain, I can do a mountain vacation for like 2 days of getting away from everything. I can do a beach vacation for a week because then you've got all the restaurants in town. There's usually good beachfront seafood and fun bars and things to do. And there's usually go-karts, and you don't get go-karts in the mountains.
So basically, if you like civilization, which most people do.
It's the ratio of civilization to nature is the big difference.
I buy that.
Between the two.
I buy that.
I don't begrudge anyone enjoing a mountain vacation.
love
I like to be in the mountains.
They're great. Love the mountains.
Full disclosure, I have a place in the mountains.
Now the truth comes out. Big mountains got you in their pocket.
It does. It does. Guess who's not coming to the mountains?
None of you naysayers are invited.
Mountain haters.
What do you guys
So
think?
there you go.
Yeah,
I think it's beach.
I think,
Yeah, I'll go along.
A non-begrudging beach.
Yeah, I'd love a mountain trip, but
Sure.
yeah, it's the beach.
The beaches edge the mountains ever so slightly, and they are the winners. Asked and
Unless you
answered.
hate society.
Right.
If you hate society,
Sure. If you're writing a manifesto, definitely mountains.
yeah, definitely.
If you really hate society, beach also works because you can just walk straight into the water and stay under the waves. Be cut off. Just put away the internet for as long as you can hold your breath.
There you go. Just chill out there like naked Dennis Franz in City of Angels.
Nice pull.
Thanks.
And with that, we move on.
Yep.
Clean this slate.
We clean it up. This is another one that is vacation themed. We'll just do them back to back. I Fancy That on the subreddit has asked tent or RV.
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 Same reasons.
Tent.
What's wrong with you?
Advocate for tent.
You city boys.
You gotta be Rick and Rag
For me, I say this joke, quote unquote, a lot. That like for me, roughing it on a vacation means a hotel that does not have free HBO in it.
Fair enough.
So you're gonna have to work hard to get my ass into a tent.
Yeah.
For me, it depends. If your reason for camping is to go and see a specific things like, and to not want to have to do much work and just go and see this beautiful mountain or wherever you're,
Or
wherever
beach.
you're
You
camping,
can
or beach,
put
you
a
can beach
tent on the beach.
But I love, there's something amazing about going camping, and when your job is to create a little society for the course of 24 hours. You've got a blank space, maybe a little fire pit, and it's, all right, everybody, we're going to build our shelters. We're going to cook our food. We're going to that to me is what makes camping really fun.
And I feel like it's the same thing as beach and mountain. Because if you take pleasure in that, it's kind of cool. That satisfaction. Or you can take all the time it takes to set everything up and keep yourself alive in tent land and do other things with that time. Like maybe you're hiking more, maybe you're playing volleyball, drinking detergent. I don't know what you do on vacation.
2 words for you. 2 words only. Air conditioner. Makes you cooler and it makes you less humid.
Wait, air conditioning makes you cooler?
Not only does it make you cooler, like, hey, Fonzie got the air conditioning. Correct mundo.
Cool mundo.
Even more important for me is air conditioning is a dehumidifier. And the thing I hate maybe more than anything else, especially when I am on vacation, is when it is too frickin'
3 more
See,
words.
that's California, I guess, is different because I like camping in California a lot, and here it's never humid and the nights are always cool.
Right.
See, I see that because we're Eastern boys. You see,
East Coast is more humid.
Yeah, you know how that is. Also,
I'm not going to win this.
come from the swamps of the Mid-Atlantic.
three more letters words born from my own tent camping experiences from long ago. Daddy, long leg, spiders.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you can get those out of your RV, no problem. If you're in a
Sure.
tent, I'm sorry, that's you have a tenement that you are catering to Daddy Longlegs.
We did, and for safety, I will now put one in it's going to be RV. I'll put one in the RV column. We went, Airstream being the greatest of the camping.
Of course.
things, of course.
Yes.
I went camping with some friends and we had a bear show up at our campsite in the middle of the night and we all hopped out of the tents we were in and ran straight for the RV that, that one of the parties there had brought. And it was actually for that whole trip, it was great to have.
Yeah.
You know, we're building our little campfire society, but we also have that safety net of
You're like
an RV right there. Like, oh, but if you need to wash your hands, there's a sink in
Yeah.
there.
This wasn't
That's-
Into the Wild or whatever that movie
right.
is.
Mom and Dad say, yeah, you can camp in the backyard, and you put the tent out there,
Yeah.
and you can always go to the bathroom and
Exactly. That's what this felt like.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have two more words for you: a toilet, or alternate two words: private toilet.
Oh man, have you ever seen a camp toilet?
yes.
I'm guessing by the looks on your faces, no.
I've smelled them.
It's no. I mean the one that you bring with you. It's basically a little foldy frame thing, like you would see, like you would put your luggage on in a hotel. You know, that little bifold thing. And on the top, you open it up and you put a trash bag down on it, and there's a little toilet seat that sits on top of it.
It's called a chamber pot, you hippie.
Yeah,
Oddly enough, I often have gone to the toilet on those little luggage folding out things in a hotel room. I don't get a lot of security deposits back from the hotels I stay in.
you get a lot of relief.
I do.
That's right.
They're so comfortable.
All right, it's RV.
Four more words: RVs asked and answered. All right. Hunter J.E., also from the subreddit, asks.
Thompson?
Hunter J.E. Thompson asks,
Fear or loathing?
fear or loathing? And in Las Vegas,
Reds or greens?
Cracker Jack versus Crunch and Munch versus Poppycock.
Cracker Jack. It has
yeah,
a toy.
it's original.
And it's in the song.
Cracker Jack has
Yeah,
a toy. It's in the
toy.
song. It's
delicious.
Yeah.
The toys have gotten to be crap, though.
They were always
Were
crap.
they good?
They were
I
always
think,
crap.
I think your
But now they're like-
standards got
But
older.
it used to be like a substantial,
I would not be surprised if at this point the toy is like a code that you scan.
That's what they do now.
Is
It's
it
codes.
really?
It's a lot of it's online codes.
Cracker
or
Jack.
a sticker.
As
You're making me mad.
Meatloaf said,
Mm-hmm.
there ain't no Coupe de Ville lying at the bottom
Of
of a Cracker Jack box. They were always crappy.
Which song was that?
Cracker Jack box.
Two to
I
three,
want
fast.
you.
How many times did you get a Cracker Jack box as a kid? So excited. I mean, not only do you get a sugary treat and then throw out all the peanuts. Now,
I always
nowadays
threw out
I would
the
eat.
peanuts.
I would
What?
eat the peanuts now.
I would eat that.
Yeah, I didn't
I'm
appreciate
diving
it
for peanuts.
as a child. I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah, I was like,
And then you grew
Really?
up and became a man and put away childish
And
things.
then I put away childish things, and now I eat
really?
just
You
the
put away
peanuts.
childish
Yeah.
things?
That's not true. There is a puppet. Stop looking at the puppet
There's
in
a
the corner of
puppet
my
in
room.
the corner.
You know what they should do? They should have the packet, and when you open it, it's just peanuts. Like the Cracker Jack
Inside-
peanuts.
there you go.
Inside
There it
the
is.
prize.
This is your prize.
This is the only peanut you're getting.
Cracker Jack peanuts, Cracker Jack peanuts. But you go through the box.
Dizzy.
Yeah, you go through the box. You're so excited for the toy, and then it's a tattoo that
Yeah.
you have to like lick.
Of like a
And
Smurf.
it doesn't stay
Yeah.
on your arm.
You use water
Or
on
you
those.
wet it. Well, sometimes you're not sitting by a faucet
Well,
because you're out.
in a tent.
You're
and
out
not in
camping.
a-
Yeah. You just have the bear lick your arm before he or she
Thanks,
takes
bear.
your life.
You gotta
Yeah.
hope the bear licks the part of your arm where you want the tattoo to go.
Man, that bear destroyed my friend's car trying to get to the cooler in the trunk.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So for the campers out there, tie all your food to a rope and hoist it up into a tree. Do not leave it in the trunk of your car.
And then put a blindfold over the bear and give the bear a stick. Spin the bear around.
It's a bear quinceanera.
Yeah. Quinceanera.
Hey!
Boo.
So Cracker Jack.
Cracker Jack.
Cracker Jack.
Asked and answered. All right. Matthew Lowe asks, is it kitty corner or catty corner?
Oh, God.
we literally
Wow.
just did this because you said you can sit catty
I
corner?
said catty corner.
And then I think we jokingly said, or kitty corner.
That's so weird
Yeah.
that was on the list.
That's funny.
This feels like something we can just look up.
I feel like
That's not what we're about.
the concept of kitty corner appeals to me more because kittens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I've only ever used catty corner, I think.
Let's try this on the count after 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then say. Just say what comes to mind for this word. 1, 2, 3. Catty
Meow
corner.
Well, I think we're all in agreement here.
Yeah,
Meow mix.
we settled it.
It's meow mix.
What did you guys say?
I want chicken. I want liver.
I went catty corner. That's just
I went kitty corner.
I went kitty corner as well.
Also because kitty corner sounds like an adorable magazine.
Yeah, it sounds like a
you know
segment
what?
on the local news.
we're going with kitty.
Yeah, let's go with kitty corner.
I'm fine with kitty corner.
kitty corner.
You know what? I'm so glad this is finally resolved, though, because I have vacillated on this one my whole life.
You know, well, like, and it's not which one is more popular. It's which one is the best.
Yeah.
It's
right.
not even which one you use.
Exactly.
That's it.
Kitty corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's adorable.
I want to go to the corner where there's kitties.
Yeah.
Kittens in the corner.
Because
What's
when
a catty?
The catty corner, everybody's just talking smack about
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
people.
Kitty
and-
corner is where Neko Atsume lives. That's their or Atsume. Is that?
Oh,
is
yeah.
that right?
Yeah, Neko Atsume.
Atsume. Yeah, that's where it is.
That was a basketball player's name that I didn't recognize for a second until I realized what you were saying.
Neko Atsume, Ball State. Alan Kistler asks, "Hello, Alan.
Hi, Alan.
Disney's Gargoyles or Disney's Gummy Bears?"
Gosh, I was
Gargoyles
just-
were
I aged
inspired by
out of
Gummy Bears.
Both of
I
these. So,
was too old for
peripherally.
either of these.
Let me ask you this. Where do Disney's gargoyles bounce?
Not here and there and everywhere. Are magic and mystery a part of the history of gargoyles?
I don't think they are.
Well, then.
Counter argument.
Yes.
Disney's gargoyles are a little less of an obvious commercial for sugary treats.
And they have
Is that an anti or a?
I think that's a pro gargoyles.
You don't go to the movies and order a big bag of gargoyles?
Well, I do, but I go to strange theaters.
Well, and you learn something like gargoyles are an architectural feature that have a very long storied history, and that's a gateway to knowledge. Gummy bears, it's just going to ruin your teeth.
no. There's a long history of European cathedrals having gummy bears lining the eaves.
I don't know what Europe
Sure,
you're
the
from.
flamboyant Gothic architecture.
yeah. And they got washed away immediately first rainfall. That's why I don't see them anymore. They're
Why is this
destroyed by
Notre Dame
nature.
sticky?
Right, the mid-gummy period. I forgot about that.
I gotta say, I've never seen an episode of Disney's Gargoyles. Are they based on the gargoyles from The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Because those gargoyles were great.
I think they are.
I feel like these gargoyles are like mythical creatures that are protectors of the
Yeah,
earth.
there's some sort of Transformers-y element.
Yeah,
like,
they're big
it was from
muscular
that
dudes.
whole that whole era of beefy, muscular, anthropomorphized animals and things.
Okay, I think-
protecting.
I think this might cut it then. Like, it's very easy to describe what the gummy bears are, but it takes a lot of words to get to what
Yeah.
the gargoyles is.
All right, let me throw this idea out.
The people who watch gargoyles are going insane.
Oh, you know it. It's like, there's
Feel
the best.
them
The characters are
breaking
amazing.
their keyboards typing messages right now.
I think the gargoyles they came from Venus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
they
I
had-
think gummy
they-
bears are from Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I read that book.
Yeah.
That's why they can't get along.
What did Dr. John Gray say about these two groups?
All right, maybe we can do what we did with Star Wars versus Star Trek so many years ago.
Call Hodgman?
Call Hodgman. using the same tools that you use in cross multiplication, we can eliminate the things that they have that are the same, which in that case was the word star, so it became Wars versus a Trek. In this one, we can remove the word Disney, since they both have Disney, and just decide gummy bears or gargoyles.
Or it can be bears and garg.
Well,
Or goyles.
Goyle.
oh look, I'm a big fan of goyles. I sure do likes me some goyles.
So the answer is Popeye.
No, but look, cartoons aside, gargoyles or gummy bears?
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
Okay.
They're cool.
Great.
I can't eat a gargoyle. But I'll take
Try hard
gargoyles.
enough.
You can
That's
make
possibly
it
what-
if you try.
Fine. Gargoyles has an answer. Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll clean some more slate.
Ooh.
Oh, may I?
You want to do the
May
click?
I? Oh,
You do the click.
feel so powerful right now.
Fairhaven's a city in a bubble. An actual bubble. It keeps the monsters out. Most of them, anyway.
I never liked the look of movies on Blu-ray. For my money, Betamax is the superior format.
I'm thinking of deleting Facebook and going back to MySpace.
As far as beverages go, I'm just kind of over water.
Though I guess at any given party you're gonna meet some dudes like that, even if you're not in the middle of a nightmarish wasteland. Bubble, the sci-fi comedy from MaximumFun.org. Just open your podcast app and search for Bubble.
Hey everybody, Hal Lublin and Mark Gagliardi from We Got This here to talk about our upcoming live shows.
Why don't you tell everybody the details about our show in Philadelphia?
Sure, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go down to Philadelphia Improv Theater, okay? You're going to do it on Saturday, June 23rd, okay? There are two shows. One is 5 o'clock show. There's an 8 o'clock show. At 8 o'clock show, you can get a VIP ticket and hang out with us at 7 p.m. for like a whole hour. We'll sign something for you. You can hang out. You can talk to us. And then come see a show. Both shows are going to be completely different, though.
Both shows?
Both shows are going to be different.
I sounded like a British actor trying to do a Philadelphia accent.
Yeah, you can look up Philadelphia Podcast Festival. You can look that up and get tickets there. Or you can go to Philadelphia Improv Theater, to the FIT Theater, PHIT, and you can get tickets there. Or you can just go direct at bit.ly/We Got Philly 2018. That's WEGOTPHILLY 2018. All right, we're cleaning the slate off. Here we go. Mike Martinez.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hello.
Mike is very active on the Facebook group. I just want to say that. Thank you, Mike. Who is your go-to Street Fighter character? This is timely. I just purchased the 30th anniversary of Street Fighter, which is a collection of all the games from the original through like Alpha 3 or whatever.
Run back through the.
Is Puncherman?
You got your,
Storm.
you got your,
There's Hit Lady.
Isn't there is a big blue one with orange hair, right? I
there's
remember that
Blanca, who's either blue or green, depending on
which-
depending on how old the machine in your arcade
How old the
was.
machine is.
Which one does all the kicking?
I like the
there's-
kicky one.
Let's see, we got Chun-Li. She's the martial artist who has the kicks.
We
Where
have.
she goes,
We
and
have
there's
we have
E-Honda.
the Rockette.
Yeah, she's the Rockette. And
There's one called the Rockette.
No, that's Chun-Li.
E-Honda is a sumo wrestler, and he does the same thing, but with his hand, he does the chopping.
Is he related to Piston Honda?
They could be related. I think they're
Interesting.
both Capcom games, so it's possible. No, that's not because Piston Honda is Mike Tyson, isn't?
I don't know. It sounds very 2018 to
P-Honda.
name your kids Piston and E.
There's Guile, the flat top, the brush top soldier.
Nobody's voting for Guile.
I don't know. I like Giles.
Hashtag callback. Hashtag Popeye.
There's Dalsim, who's got the yoga. He's from India.
Wait, there's a yoga guy?
Yeah, his arms stretch and his legs stretch. He does yoga fire, yoga flame. These are all true. The two main guys, though, I would say, for me, it would be between Ken and Ryu,
Yeah.
who are the two main. They were students of the same
Now-
dojo and then split apart.
Is it Ryu or Ryu?
I've heard both.
It's RYU.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like I've seen that character.
I feel like
Yeah.
Ryu
that's
is
the pop
correct.
culture like biggest.
Yeah. I've always liked that character solely because I always thought Ryu was a cool name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
much cooler than Ken.
Like,
Yeah,
let's
that's for
let's
sure.
not even approach their fighting styles or
Yeah.
their relative strengths or differences.
Which are exactly the same.
Yeah.
exactly the same. They have the
I think it
same
should be the
moveset.
yoga guy.
I love the idea of yoga being a power.
I must
honestly,
say, like the
yeah.
power of yoga, you guys, because the power of yoga is really, it's important in this world. And if more people did it, more people centered
right.
their mind doing
Yeah.
it.
So
the best way to
slow.
fight is to not fight at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And he can't torpedo at you. Like,
Man, I've been to a lot of yoga classes, and I've never had them say, "Okay, downward dog, great. Stay in your downward dog, and then bring your left leg up high, and then tornado at a guy."
Now back to child's
Now
pose.
back to child's pose.
he does say yoga a lot with everything he does.
Oh,
He
I
goes,
love that.
yoga, yoga.
Yoga guy.
Yoga
All right.
guy.
Yoga. He says yoga.
Yeah. He goes, yoga fire, yoga flame. And then when he punches
like-
you, he goes, yoga, yoga, yoga.
Yeah, that's him. That's
He's
him.
like the Pokemon of Street Fighter.
Asagor.
All right, it's yoga guy.
It's Dalsim.
Dalsim.
Surprise.
Yep, there you go.
His
Surprise.
yoga dojo.
Supta Baddha Konasana.
Chris Rooney asks,
Hi, Chris.
is it duct tape or duct tape? This is another kitty corner, catty corner, except I think there's a correct answer. There are two different types. There is a duct tape.
Well, there's a brand.
There's a brand called Duck, D-U-C-K.
Right.
But it is duct tape.
It is for
Originally
taping.
devised
taping
for
ducts.
duct work.
Yes.
So it is duct tape.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, it's duct tape.
Because we're not going to give a commercial to duct tape brand until they pay for a commercial.
Exactly.
That's right.
And send us 4 cases of duct tape.
Each.
And I gotta say, I prefer 3M brand duct tape to Duck brand duct tape.
Because
For
one
now,
is
till the
for
money
putting
comes.
together ducts. The
Right.
other is
And
for
one is
putting
putting
together
ducks.
I do not have ducts.
And also, oddly, the other is made out of ducks.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, hang on now.
Nothing sticks to ducks like ducks.
It's like feeding beef to your cattle.
I think they have Duck brand duct tape.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's a...
Well, then they admit it.
yeah, then
right in
if
their
they're
name.
admitting that it's duct, I think we should as well.
Yeah, asked and answered duct tape.
Good thing we didn't duck that question. Hey! Points.
Now, because we got through that so quickly, we're going to give Chris Rooney a twofer. Chris Rooney asks, best bar game, billiards or darts? I'd like to throw shuffleboard into that,
Yeah, shuffleboard.
as well as the countertop trivia whiz slash solitaire.
Oh, wow, you are.
I don't think any of those can beat... those are great. I love the countertop trivia.
Yeah.
Versus strength test, the thing where you punch it.
That one's pretty
bag.
fun. That one's just for meatheads.
Versus
to-
Golden Tee
Versus
Golf. Let's just
Golden
listen
Tee.
to everything.
Golden Tee may be my favorite all time.
That doesn't really count as a...
Can I go ahead? I would like to make a motion to eliminate billiards.
I was going to say there is...
What?
I can't think of
No.
anything like... It's...
I love billiards, but
Why go... Oh, I got to hear this.
mostly because it's basically 2 people for a fairly extended period. You can watch billiards, but that gets old pretty fast. I feel like any other thing, bar game, it's much more interactive, it's participatory, that there's more churn through rate of it.
Counter argument.
Yeah.
You can play 4-person pool,
Yeah.
and as much as I enjoy shuffleboard, you're farther apart from your opponents, so it's really more 2 people
Yeah.
on either end of a table, whereas a pool table, I feel like there's a lot more mixing and going around, and it's a more overall communal experience.
And you mentioned that are you terrible at pool?
No, I'm good.
Then why are your games lasting so long?
Because I'm that good.
Because everybody's drunk.
So I'm like a cat. I like to play with my quarry.
Storm likes to see how close he can come to sinking the ball without sinking it. That's the game, is to be
sure.
off by a millimeter.
It's pool jazz. It's about the balls you don't hit.
I have a shot that I can take balls out of the pocket and put them back on.
Because for me, like I know that you added those other ones. I don't think they're going to beat pool or darts. And I think darts takes so much infinitely longer because at a certain point you're just throwing it for an hour as you're getting drunker. You're throwing little spikes to see whoever gets the bullseye next and closes it out.
I'd like to throw out a point that I think may close it out. I think it is more fun.
Dart reference.
It is more fun to play pool when you're terrible at pool than it is to play darts when you're terrible at darts.
Oh, I would
that
agree
is
with that. See, I like the appeal. You mentioned those the countertop games, like especially the one where you have to find the differences between the things that you can put that on a bar anywhere, even a small bar.
Right.
And instantly, people can gather around, different games you can play.
That feels though to me like a thing that people don't gather around. That feels like I'm glad I'm in this bar. I'll be over here not talking to anyone if you need me. You know what I mean?
So pool?
I think it's gotta be pool.
Yeah,
Unless he was actually talking about billiards.
Or an actual pool.
Like
snooker
British.
versus-
Yeah.
just to throw one more, just to pile on darts one more, which I love. I do love darts.
Yeah.
Anybody here know how to keep score?
Yeah.
Depending on what you're playing.
Exactly.
I know how to keep scoring cricket. I don't know any other
Yeah,
darts.
cricket's
game.
the only game I know
Well,
too.
so too pool. I mean, if
darts,
you're
I think
playing,
you start with 500 and then you have to get your score down to 0.
Oh, that I haven't played.
That's
that version.
darts. Darts, you have to get your score
it is
down.
trickier.
Wait,
yeah.
cricket. There's a game
You have
that
to
you
do-
play with darts specifically called
Yeah.
darts that isn't cricket.
Yes.
Oh.
Cricket is a form of darts. There's baseball is another form of darts. There are a whole bunch of different.
That's where
dart
people
games.
throw darts at you and you try to hit them with a bat.
Yeah.
You throw a
not
baseball
safe.
at the dartboard and try and get it to stick. It's a lot harder.
Only Randy Johnson can do it.
Yeah.
Only Randy Johnson.
Oh God. Could
The
you
bird
imagine
killer.
that? Just stuck into a dartboard.
Yeah. It's like those things you buy to put up on your wall when you're in college. Look, somebody threw a baseball in here so hard it went into the wall.
It's not a thing that they do in bars per se, but I've noticed in the past few years becoming a little more popular is axe throwing centers.
Oh yeah. You're bringing
Where
axe throwing.
it's like darts on steroids.
Yeah.
Where you got your little
Yeah, you mean like at
zone.
a Renaissance fair?
No, it's a real
like
thing.
They get a warehousey space and they set up
Lanes.
lanes, basically, and you throw. They're pretty dull axes.
Thank God.
And you throw them at targets at the other end of the lane, and you can order drinks and stuff.
Does bowling
It all
count
sounds
as a
pretty
bar
dull.
game?
Bars with games, I love. Bars with even a bar with just a stack of board games in the corner.
Yeah.
We had a great one in my old neighborhood in Brooklyn that we would just go to all the time and just go grab their Trivial Pursuit or their Yahtzee that had 2 dice from one game, 2 dice from another game.
Yeah.
It had a Pop-O-Matic in it for some reason.
Why was there a Pop-O-Matic? You had to roll 4 dice and then Pop-O-Matic the last one.
Oh, sorry.
So
I think it's gotta be
Cool,
cool.
yeah.
Can I throw one more game out just to see?
Do it. Chuck it out there.
Pop a shot.
What?
The basketball.
Yeah, but if a video game,
yeah.
if a video game like Golden Tee isn't gonna,
All right, fair enough. I just wanted to throw it out there.
Pop a Shot's great.
The answer is billiards.
Yeah.
Ask
Good.
and answer.
I threw just enough at billiards to make it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that
we didn't know what was
you were
going to
like,
happen.
I'm going to eliminate this one right now. Like the hell you are.
screw you.
Kristen Elaine Leary in the Facebook group asked, best Star Trek communicator, handheld, wrist, or the badge?
Badge.
Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Have you seen ThinkGeek's Bluetooth handheld communicator?
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, but I have their
You have the badge
one
Bluetooth.
that
badge one?
Bluetooths with your phone. Yeah.
Oh, I got the, they were nice enough to send me a Bluetooth handheld communicator, which I gave to my father.
Yeah.
That he loves. He used it 3 times.
Did you have
Yeah.
something
It
on
sits
them?
out of
Is that why
cradle.
they sent it to you?
Listen, if I do, I'm certainly not going to give it up now. I might
Sure, you got this new
Not
communicator.
for free.
but it's such a cool piece. That handheld, when I was a kid.
The one that looks like a flip phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a kid, we had the kind of answer machine where you would call in and then you would get the messages to play by, you had a little remote that would go like,
Play some tones.
yeah. So that it sounded like a communicator and I would walk around with it and use it as a Star Trek communicator just because I loved the noise and that feel like
To be
I would go
fair-
like this. Nothing flipped, but I would still.
To be fair, even when you didn't have that remote, you would walk around with a rock and use it as a communicator.
Yes. And I would hit it against my head because I would answer too fast.
Yeah.
I was in the hospital a lot.
Does it come down to the chirp? The original series communicator had a longer,
Yeah, chirp-a-chirp.
lower chirp as
Yeah.
opposed to a higher chirp.
I'm out of my depth on this one. I
I
leave
do
this
like.
to you 3.
Would you rather have a flip open communicator where you're like talking into it, or would you rather be able to hit something on your chest?
I like the wrist thing because I'm a Dick Tracy fan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the chess thing is more like that because the thing about I agree. Like
Yeah.
I'm an OG Star Trek guy. Having that artifact, that thing, it's like yes, I am
Yeah.
communicating. But in practical terms, you're walking around, you slap your chest, you're communicating, and then you got your hands to fight off, Klingons or Gorn or whatever.
I like that you've done that motion
Every
so many
time,
times
yeah.
when you
Yeah.
mention it. And to our listening audience, I promise he's just tapping himself in the chest. It's not every time he mentions that communicator, Paul punches him. I realize it may sound like
Yeah,
that.
it's a different cue for me to punch Storm on the regular.
Has anybody done a video where they take that scene from The Wolf of Wall Street where Matthew McConaughey is beating on his chest and add a communicator chirp every time he says it?
No, got my next project.
Yeah. Get right. Enjoy your 18 million views. You'll be able to sell so many ads on it. So I'm unclear as to whether we're going with the badge or the handheld communicator. It sounds like the badge.
I think the badge, it's got the cooler sort of wireless, Bluetoothy, futuristic functionality.
Plus, you always see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you were in trouble, if you were a
Yeah.
Starfleet officer or an ensign or something, and you were in trouble on a planet, rather than having to pull something out and flip it, you can just immediately tap
Someone
your
can
chest.
knock that out of your hand.
The only other advantage I can think of the handheld communicator is it's a lot lamer to just shout "Con" into the space. To your
Yeah.
communicator rather than into a handheld.
You want to look like you're
that's
communicating.
you shake.
Why is that guy yelling at his nipple?
Well, when you do that, you pick up a rock and
Yeah,
then
there you go.
Yeah.
So covered. So I think the next generation badge.
All right, next generation badge communicator it is.
Make it so.
Make it so. Jarrett Charowski asks. Charowski? Sorry, Jarrett. Apple pie.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sorry.
There it is. Thank you.
Plain ice cream, whipped cream, or a slice of cheese.
Ice cream.
Take that slice of cheese and throw it in the garbage. right away.
Is that a regional thing? Is that a...
Yeah.
It must be.
Because, I mean, apples and
yeah,
cheese are delicious together.
In the region
like on
of
a
the
charcuterie.
1930s.
The cheese,
Yeah,
the
where it is.
cheeselands.
Yeah.
Because that seems like it would be some weird Tennessee thing.
I enjoy
don't
it.
know.
How dare you?
Oh.
No, we put possum on our apple pie.
Slice of possum on the pie.
Slice of possum.
Fur and all.
The
The
original,
tail making a whipped cream swirl.
that's right, the original burgoo was an apple pie.
Ooh. I gotta say, whipped cream, in general, I am not a fan.
Oh, it's disappointing.
Whipped cream is better in
Disappointing.
theory than in practice,
Yeah.
I think.
It just feels-
I'm a fan of whipped cream. I'm fine with it. Whipped cream is best on another cold thing.
Yeah.
Ice cream or
Yeah.
gelato or...
Yeah, it just something feels so, it makes every food with whipped cream on it makes it feel heavy to me.
I always feel cheated.
It's a vehicle for Jimmy's.
Yeah, it's just for prettiness. Now, Cool Whip I love. Because Cool Whip tastes like the totally artificially made cross between Cool Whip and marshmallows.
But to me,
and
it's-
it's jack full of sugar and things that are terrible.
Oh, chemicals, yeah.
You would rather have a tub of Cool Whip than a can of Ready Whip?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What?
I know. I'm
What
sorry
will
you're
you-
just now finding this
What
out.
will you spray in your mouth when no one's looking? And
Tide
fill it.
Pods.
Okay.
Duh.
All right, fair.
Deep Woods off. What do you spray in your mouth?
If on
You don't
Apple,
need Deep Woods off. You're in an RV.
if it's cherry pie, I don't mind whipped cream on it by itself because it cuts the acidity. Because the cherries are so acidic. Ice cream is obviously the best thing to have on pie all the time.
Yeah, that's
Hands
the correct
down.
answer.
Hands down.
Always. But ice cream with whipped cream on it, then you're getting into
That's putting a
then
hat
you're
on a
levels.
hat.
Yeah, you're...
That's putting a tassel on a hat, sir.
Yeah, I'll double hat it anyway if that's
Yeah.
the other hat.
Whipped cream on top of ice cream?
Yeah, it's a hot dog Sunday.
Is that like putting a
Yeah.
slice of cheese on top of a grilled cheese sandwich?
I would do
No.
that too.
Have you ever had a sundae before?
Yeah.
What do you put on the ice cream?
Cool Whip.
You're fired from that.
Just
We
like
got
the
this. We got this with
That's
Hal,
right.
Paul, and Storm.
That's right.
Now launching.
You guys are all jerks.
Who's not in the pocket
So-
of big Cool
So,
Whip.
but like to cut to the chase, ice cream, right?
Ice cream is
Yeah.
the correct answer.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to have to start
Okay,
doing
now
this
let's-
podcast with Mark Harmon, so I don't have to change the name.
Oh, you have to change the spelling.
Is he a C?
He's a C.
Oh, then I'll just get Evan Jackson. He lives around the corner.
Boo. Where fudge is made?
Yeah. He lives in a fudge factory.
He lives at one of those Jersey Shore fudge places where they just stand there and do their little show every
lives at
15
Steele's
minutes.
Fudge.
Yeah.
Just around the corner from those two milk stores and the lemonade shop.
Yeah.
Don't find that in the mountains.
You know what? We're going back and we're making it mountains.
Fresh mountain fudge.
Some insane dreamer sets up a Steele's Fudgery just in the middle of the Rockies somewhere.
Dude, I've had some good mountain fudge.
Hey, what you do on your own time
Yeah,
is your
come on.
business,
Is that
sir.
what elk leave behind?
Cause I'm gonna go back now because there are mountain towns. Like I grew up
Yeah.
right near the Smoky Mountains in Gatlinburg.
Oh,
That's some
God.
delicious fudge and taffy. Oh, they make the best.
Oh, the taffy.
Saltwater, ironically, saltwater taffy, not at the beach, in the mountains.
I hope you enjoyed putting that whipped topping on it that you keep in the freezer. You animal.
I don't keep it in the freezer.
Animal. You're supposed to.
No, I keep it. That's just when you buy it.
I
it's
keep
in
it
the
in a
freezer.
I keep it in a box under my bed.
Along with all my hopes and dreams.
Exactly.
It's in your hope chest?
Yeah. I emptied out my magic 8-ball. I filled it with Cool Whip.
Is it in your trousseau?
What's a trousseau?
Isn't that
That's Peter Sellers.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Inspector Trousseau.
Is that the guy who, never mind, I can't even remember the name. It's Gary Trudeau, but never mind.
yeah.
I already lost the pun.
were
so
doing
that I could
so
grind
well.
this to a halt so we could get to our last
This is crazy. We
Last
may
one.
need to pull some more.
topic.
Yeah.
Here it is.
All right.
Jenny Kerner asks, because then we have the super secret topic afterwards.
right.
Oh, that's right.
That'll bring us home.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh God.
Jenny Kerner, skydiving or bungee jumping?
Skydiving.
Skydiving.
What is it? I agree with you. Can I say why?
Yes.
Sure.
Because all of these you are risking death for a thrill. So don't give yourself the safety net of a rope that could pull you back to Earth. Do it like, this could have a bunch of, how do we know the moths didn't get to this parachute? How do we know I saw a video on Facebook where one plane hit another plane.
Whoa.
And I saw that plane go down.
Yeah.
One of those skydiving planes. And people were getting ready to jump out of the plane that was on top where the filming was being done. And then you just see another plane go like that. And then that plane goes down.
Way to bring it down.
Why are you, who, has
I
anybody
think
here
everybody
ever
got out. I've seen
gone
that.
skydiving before?
Did everybody get out?
No, never.
Never have.
I really
Nor
want to.
have
I've been
bungee
bungee
jumped.
jumping. But I went bungee jumping because it was cheaper than going skydiving, and I was a kid when I did it, and they wouldn't let me skydive anyway.
How was it?
Great. It's a lot of fun.
Was it off of a bridge or one of those things?
One of those things that had the big air mattress underneath, at a beachfront,
Oh, sure.
like go-kart place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've also done reverse bungee jumping. Have you ever done that?
It was a 12-foot bungee jump. It
Yeah.
wasn't like the biggest deal.
Yeah. Yeah, they just put me on the second floor balcony of a Holiday Inn, attached me to one of those bungee cords that you use to strap
Yeah,
stuff to your bike.
They just tied the blinds cord to my legs.
I think I could say why in my mind, having never done either.
Yeah.
But having watched enough videos that it's the difference between just flying and plummeting.
Right.
Like if you're skydiving, you get this experience, it seems, where you are a bird, or at least
Right.
not plummeting straight to the ground. You may be, in fact, be plummeting straight to the ground, but
Yeah,
it's
but it feels
it's more
like you're
than that.
flying.
Yeah.
So
All right,
we hear. None
let
of us
me-
have actually done
Let me
it.
throw a
Right.
twist in here. Let me throw in a third option.
Please.
Ziplining.
Zip
Oh,
line is great.
that's fun.
That's
I
just
love
kind
that's a
of
midline.
the arithmetic mean between bungee jumping and
In fact,
skydiving.
I would say it's superior to both because
But that's not the question, though.
well,
I
I'm
gotta
not,
go with if
Oh,
we had a binary.
Do we, Mark?
Oh, Mark is Law and Order now all of a sudden?
Yeah, I am Law and Order.
Mr. Best Doctor over there?
But I do love ziplining. I didn't mean. I'm not trying to naysay on ziplining.
Actually, you pretty much just naysayed ziplining.
No, I am trying to naysay for purposes of the correct answer. But for purposes of conversation, where did you zipline?
I've ziplined a couple of times in
Labadee.
Labadee
Yeah.
in the Bahamas.
Haiti.
In Haiti, excuse me.
Was this on the cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
From
awesome.
the ship to
top
shore?
of this mountain.
Yeah.
They just shoot an arrow with a rope attached to it.
Yeah.
Grappling. Now that's the real jam.
That's what
There
people
we
were doing on those East Coast cruises. We did the West Coast one, so we never ziplined it. They were like, "What?" They were like, "This is in Florida. We can't zipline you to shore
You guys have to walk off the boat.
and just into the ocean."
But it did. They put a zip line at the top of a mountain, and you zip line. It's like a mile all the way down to the beach.
Yeah, it's kind of a horseshoe-shaped beach, so you're ziplining over the water, and the beach is to your left, and the ocean's to your right, and you're up relatively high.
Yeah, I would say at least a few hundred feet.
It sounds awesome.
It was pretty great.
What about?
I don't think it
parasailing?
beats.
Parasailing. Storm has a whole parasailing
Oh God,
story
That's
that we
a
will
whole
not get into
no,
here.
It's at least a 10-minute story.
Oh wow!
Okay. All right.
Fine.
Fine. Next time you're here, we're going to make you tell that story.
I'm not. I'll tell the story, but
We'll
it's
lead
long.
with the story next time.
There we go.
I want to leave people in suspense now.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's the closest
here's
I've
why-
come to death. I'll
Here's
say
why
that.
skydiving comes out over bungee jumping for me. Because skydiving is inherently more expensive,
Mm-hmm.
the underpaid person who is packing your parachute is less underpaid than the underpaid person who is hooking you into the bungee cord.
So you're making
So
a,
less chance of
that's an
disgruntledness.
a self-preservation
Just like-
argument.
Yeah. Like what is
That is
how likely
yeah.
or unlikely is it that somebody's going to neglect their job of keeping you alive?
What are your chances of surviving at the worst possible accident of either one? Are they the same, where there's just no
I would
chance?
guess it's about the same. You can survive either one.
You can't. But if you jump from maximum height, and let's say chute doesn't open,
You have a backup chute.
you can. No, the
Let's
chute.
say, but
Then
all
someone
shoots
else.
fail.
You have several seconds to grab someone else.
I'm just worst case. Nobody
Yeah.
grabs you.
you
I would-
die. What?
No,
Worst
there have
cases,
been people that have survived.
Fall 50
There have been?
feet
You have to
through
be
the ground.
very lucky.
Is
if,
one of them Captain America? I saw
Yeah.
him do it into the ocean once.
I thought I remembered reading about. I don't remember what or where. Maybe I made it up in my head, but I don't think so. But if you happen to land through trees, I mean, you'll be messed up really good.
Right.
But if there's
like
enough
a
to break,
canopy breaks your fall.
yeah,
I don't know.
you're more
man.
likely to be
fall into
speared
it.
by a tree. But that it's a
there are-
non-zero chance.
It would seem to
Non-zero
like
chance.
just generally speaking, it would seem that it's more you're more likely to survive a bungee jump fail.
More likely, yeah.
especially because usually if it like stretches to the point and then breaks, that it has slowed your fall some.
Right.
And depending on how much further you have to fall, you may only be falling 25 or 50 or 75 feet as opposed to falling at terminal velocity.
Several thousand.
They must keep a death per million statistic for these things.
I gotta say,
The worst infographic.
going off of Hal's thing, I don't think your tree thing holds weight because Hal would have just said, "Nope, no trees.
Or the tree will.
Nope, nobody grabs you. Nope, no backup shoot.
The
nope,
tree,
no trees."
The tree
Trees don't
steers you
exist.
through the head.
I'm going to say one more thing about skydiving too.
Please.
No action hero has ever bungee jumped in a movie to do some butt kicking.
Oh well, no, sort of. Mission
if you can think of
Impossible.
one.
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
James Bond.
When did James Bond bungee jump?
James in Goldeneye, the opening of Goldeneye, he bungee
Yeah,
jumps off
that's right.
that dam.
When bungee jumping was like new as a,
I don't
as a
remember
pop
it.
phenomenon.
Yeah, that's right. I don't remember it from the movie. I remember it from the video game, though.
Yeah.
Don't you do it in the game
Yeah,
GoldenEye?
play with giant
Maybe the
heads.
greatest video game of all time. Maybe. We don't know.
Line up that watch.
It's up there.
All right. So we've
That's skydiving. Asked and answered.
it's skydiving.
Say that first.
All right.
Now you had a topic you wanted to do. Before we started, you had this idea.
You guys, what is this? This topic comes from. Let me take a look at it. This topic comes from Mark. From
Mark Evan Jackson, thank you for writing in, Mark. He's now
From the-
hosting the Good Place podcast.
That's right. Listen to the Good
Yes,
Place podcast.
Please go subscribe.
And he asks this question at the table, not on any of the online.
the
outlets.
table is listening.
Interesting, yeah. What is the best non-butt made fart noise?
So you're talking about a hand fart,
you
it
mean
can be a
like-
mouth
I'm
fart.
talking hand fart, mouth
Okay,
fart.
so hand fart, mouth fart, arm.
Like two hand, you can do the two hand fart. You can do the mouth on four. We have to demonstrate all
Yeah,
of
so
them.
we
Okay.
got
Hands?
Can you do that? Can one of you guys do the two hand fart?
Storm's doing that.
Storm's doing the. Oh, and Hal can do it too.
How can
Yeah, my hands are all sweaty.
That's the.
Then there is
that's the hands.
the hand against corner of mouth.
Palm to
or
corner
palm,
of mouth.
palm to
You're doing
mouth.
double hands.
There we go, yeah.
That was a double hand.
Then
to
there's
the corner
arm
of
fart.
Yeah.
I think you can get a good, like the wettest fart if you do the arm, the wet lips to forearm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That is
That's Storm and
example of that. And that was
in
epic.
the crook of
But
arm.
you
That's
can
the
also
best
do
part.
it with your mouth. You can go like a. Yeah.
The raspberry fart.
The raspberry
yeah.
fart.
Everybody's really getting their
No, that's like a murky, like a.
Oh, that's that's just a mouth
That's
fart.
nasty.
I like this music.
that was a Dagobah.
That is a Dagobah fart.
There's a musicality to a raspberry fart that you can get based on the variance in the vibration of
Yes,
your tongue.
there is
You get,
The
also-
frequency.
Yep.
Yep.
There's also, especially for brass instrument players, there's the tight lip fart.
Oh yeah.
I'm not doing it well today.
No.
Back in my trumpet playing days.
that
I
sounds
could-
like
I could
a
play whole song.
real anal retentive person farting.
Yeah.
Oh, there's also the just barely a fart.
Yeah. Or like the just sort of a.
That's pretty good. The subtlety of that one is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the showmanship of the crook in the arm fart, but it's not very practical.
But it sounds so
Well,
good.
what is it? Is it the sound or what is it
That's
about?
I mean,
It's-
look.
yeah, there's various
I realize this was my
factors.
question, but
Yeah.
I'm throwing it out to. We can determine what all the factors are.
I'm a fan of the juicer. That's just
The
kind
juicer is which one?
That's the
That's
the
the
crook of
arm, the crook
fart.
of the arm.
Yeah.
I like the one where it sounds like the person has lifted off the ground. Like I'll
Yeah.
at work, like if you are in a public bathroom and you hear somebody working it out, they just like, and you hear like that good like. where you know something
A
terrible
nice
has
loud
happened.
retort.
Is that a fart
Yeah.
though? If you're doing things,
You
is that
can
actually a
tell.
fart?
You can tell because if it's not accompanied by any other sound, where it's almost like not only are they using the bathroom, they also somehow managed to crap their pants while on a toilet.
Is anybody still listening at this point? Have we alienated everyone except the four of us?
Oh, they stopped years ago.
Oh,
It's
good.
fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, we have to pick.
Mark, why don't you pick? You want to do this topic?
Yeah,
What do
this
you
is
think?
your-
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's only, don't put this on me.
What's your
I asked the
favorite?
question.
I do like.
We also forgot the hand in the armpit.
Oh, yeah.
Armpit. Let's see if I have any of it.
There it is.
That just
It's the flashiest.
Yeah.
It's
so
the
hard.
toughest to
I can't
get.
do it
Like you're in
today.
pain.
He's trying so hard to do this.
Then you get like
Please.
you get armpit hands when you do that.
Yeah,
one.
it's just not
Yeah.
working
Yeah, that
today.
one's not-
I'm out of practice with the.
It's easier as a
armpit
kid when
part.
you have the hair under there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
that's
can't
that's
get a good seal anymore.
that's for
Yeah.
that's like the 9-year-old pinnacle.
Yeah.
Um,
You mentioned. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, for people who can control it properly, I'm a big fan of the hand fart, like our good friend Mike Furman.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Furman can. Yeah.
do
genuinely
songs,
like
right?
do
Yeah.
entire songs and
Yeah. My grandfather was able to do that as well. He would do songs.
Yeah, I can't do it. I've never been able to do it.
But that said, you get better variation and options, I'd say, out of
Your mouth.
either just the plain old mouth raspberry or
The mouth raspberry fart.
It's a classic. It is a classic.
Yeah, and there were no hands involved in any of those farts.
grown adults.
And no butts.
Yeah, no butts, no hands.
But is a mouth fart a mouth fart or mouth fart, or is it the type of mouth fart?
I think it's a mouth fart in
I think-
general. Any mouth fart. Because everybody, they're like snowflakes. They're all different.
Yeah.
And special.
So
and
mouth,
wonderful.
so mouth fart,
Mouth fart.
Mouth fart.
asked and answered.
Asked and answered. Paul and
And
Storm. Asked and farted.
Hey, thanks for coming on this classy episode, you guys.
We bring out the best.
We're all in the
Speciality.
suits we wear to the beach.
Dun, 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 dun,
guys.
dun, 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 dun.
Thank you for joining us. The
Thanks for
cruise for
having us.
next year
Joco Cruise
is currently sold out as of this, but you should still watch the space because it's possible cabins may open.
It's always possible, and certainly to keep eyes out for what we hope will eventually be the 2020 Joco Cruise.
Yeah, which
We're
will be
working
the-
on options as we speak. So
The 10th year
Ooh.
is going to be the 2020 cruise, so
That's
that's
huge.
going to be
Very cool.
amazing.
yeah.
It is, if you've never been on it and if you've been thinking about doing it but have not done it yet, it is the most fun.
Yeah.
We were on
Joyful,
The most fun you
inclusive.
can, the most fun you can have that doesn't
fun.
involve sitting around a table making mouth farts.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
We were
better than the
there-
beach or the mountains.
That's right.
Were we on the 2017 cruise? Is
We
that
were on
right?
the
We were on the 2017
2017
cruise,
cruise, yeah.
and it was so much fun. And it's like a great, just the performing part of it is fantastic, but hanging out and playing games with friends and
Yeah.
stuff, that is the part you treasure.
And where can people find
Yeah.
you? What do you guys?
We're at paulandstorm.com, at Paul and Storm on the various social medias.
JocoCruise.com for the cruise, which occupies a fair amount of our
we don't
time.
have much in the way of new original Paul and Storm stuff lately, though we have been writing for the past 2 seasons of Mystery Science Theater,
Amazing.
Nice.
which is
You guys are in production right now, right?
As pretty much as we speak, the next season's in production.
We're playing hooky.
Storm has a solo project that is pretty awesome. Please plug away on that.
Thank you. Yes, it's a album of, I'm calling it Power Gum music, which is kind of power pop, but leaning towards bubblegum,
Great.
called Sidecar Astronauts. And this was kickstarted by a lot of amazing folks who supported it, and hopefully coming out, I'm thinking August.
Yeah,
Let's call it
recording
August.
is done. I did some guest vocals. Jonathan Colton did some guest guitar and vocals. There's horns. It's like a full on thing. It's not just like a dude and a acoustic guitar in his basement.
It's fun
really-
pop music for smart people is
Very cool.
where it's at.
Well, that sounds exciting. I love bubblegum pop and I love power pop. So,
This is for you.
you made me an
this is
album.
for you.
Oh, thank you.
In fact, the album is called Sidecar Astronauts for Mark Gagliardi.
Thanks, buddy.
You betcha.
Well, this topic is closed, but there are many more topics to discuss. So please reach out to us on Twitter, at We Got This Tweets. Check out the Maximum Fun subreddit or
Come visit us in Philadelphia on June 23rd at the Philly Improv Theater for one of our 2 live shows. Come talk to us afterwards and suggest the topic then. You can go to bit.ly/We Got Philly 2018 or send us an email. We got this podcast at gmail.com.
And if you do come to the Philly show,
Which I will be.
which Paul will be at, then come and give us what you think are your best mouth farts.
With no context.
No context. Just walk up to us and mouth fart at us,
Yeah, if you're
and we will high five you.
If you're just wandering around like the Reading Terminal Market and you see Mark
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Hal.
If you
At
see
the
us-
Knicks, just
Yeah.
come over and mouth fart.
And we will never mention it again. You will give us a fart noise. We will high five you, and then we will never speak of it ever again. Anyway, sorry. Please continue, Hal.
Email us at wegotThisPodcast@gmail.com or visit us at Facebook, facebook.com/groups/wegotThisPodcast. Thank you to producer Ken Plume, QA engineer Jen Alba, graphic designer Uri Kelman, and researcher Kate McManus.
And thanks as always to our musicians, Jonathan Dinerstein and the hand farter Mike Furman for our score and theme song respectively. And thanks to you, our listeners, for giving us a chance to do whatever it was that you just heard over the last hour. We love you and we thank you. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Gagliardi.
For Mark Gagliardi, I'm Hal Lublin. And don't worry, everybody.
We got
got
this.
We got this.
We got this.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture. Artist owned.
Listener supported.